is about few points related to the embryology, and basically we will be discussing the sexual differentiation of the fetus and developmental of the gonadal organ of the fetus. So basically the gonadal ridge appears on the fourth week, and the gonadal rudiments appear as genital ridge overlying the embryonic kidney in the intrauterine life in the intermediate mesoderm during the fourth week of embryonic life. You can see from the figure that overlying the kidney we have the genital ridge which appears during fourth week of embryonic life, but it remains actually indifferent until seventh week. Now these gonads are basically these gonads have basically the bipotential nature. Okay, these gonads are called bipotential because they have the potential to become either testis or ovary, and the chromosomal complement of zygote determines whether the gonad will become testis or an ovary. Here you can see the chromosomal components. On one side, the Y chromosome is present, so testis will be formed under the effect of androgen, and that will result in formation of male internal and external genitalia. On the right hand side, the mesonephric ducts will have the Y chromosome absent, so we will have the ovary formation and female internal and external genitalia will be formed. Now, one important point to be remembered is that the development of either the testes or ovary is an active gene directed process. In the male, the activity of XSRY gene, sex determining region of Y chromosome, causes the gonad to begin development into testis. In the past, the ovarian development was considered default, but now there is a concept of ovarian determining gene. Okay, in the last 10 years, ovarian determining genes have been found that actively leads to the development of female gonads. Now, we have basically two sets of structures in a fetus that determines the gonadal structures. Those two structures are Mullerian or paramesonephric ducts and Wolffian ducts. Okay. Now these two types of structure developed into male or female internal and external genitalia. Okay, the Wolffian duct will result in formation of male external genitalia, and the Mullerian or paramesonephric duct will result in the formation of female external genitalia. Now, what happens at 16 weeks? 16 weeks is basically the time when the fetal kidneys start producing urine. Okay, around 14 to 16 weeks, the kidney start function. Now, one very important exam question is discussed in this table, that is about vestigial remnants and postnatal derivative of genitourinary tract. Okay, so the embryonic structure gonad will result in ovary in female, testis in male. So basically that is about the homologous structures as well. Those homologous structures are vestigial remnants in either or both male or female. Okay, cortex in female, ovarian follicles, and in the male seminiferous tubule. Medulla in female results in Reed's ovarii, and in the male results in Reed's testis. Gubernaculum, ovarian ligaments and round ligaments of the uterus in female, and in male results in formation of gubernaculum. Mesonephric tubules in female embryonic structure results in epophoron and paraphoron in female, and ductuli efferentis in case of males. Mesonephric ducts in female results in formation of appendix, vesiculosa ducts of euphoron, ducts of Gardner, and in the male results in formation of appendix of testes and ducts of epididymis and ductus deferens and ejaculatory ducts and seminal vesicles. So I would like you to study this whole table.